Start recording. Welcome to AIMS India's online classes, Nutrition in Plants. Here we have been discussing about the nutrition plants. Nutrition in plants is broadly classified into two main types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic nutrition in plants takes place by a process called photosynthesis. We discussed in detail about the photosynthesis. So, in the today's class, we are going to discuss more about the heterotrophic nutrition in plants. So, many plants lack chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food. Similarly, many plants derive their food by feeding on dead and decaying bodies or by living in or on the bodies of other living organisms. So, heterotrophic nutrition is basically classified into how many types? Four main types. They are saprophytic, the organisms which feed on dead and decomposing organisms. Example, mushrooms, yeast, and some bacteria. The parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition we are going to discuss today. And another one is symbiotic nutrition. Two different organisms live together and both benefit each other. And insectivorous plants. These are the four main types of heterotrophic nutrition. So let us discuss today about the parasitic nutrition. Parasitic plants. A parasite is an organism which lives on or inside the body of another organism and takes shelter and food from that organism. Okay, what is a parasite? The parasite is a dependent organism. The host. We come across two terms, host and parasite. Host, parasite. Parasite is the dependent organism. Host is the organism which provide shelter and nutrients to the parasite. The host in this relationship is always at loss. Host is loser side. The plants that do not have chlorophyll are called non-green plants. The plants that do not have chlorophyll are called non-green plants. Nutrition in non-green plants is nothing but a heterotrophic nutrition. The plants which live on other plants for food are called parasitic plants. What are parasitic plants? The plants which live on other plants for food are called parasitic plants. So here one example is given. That is amarbel or cuscuta. There are different names are there for these plants. Common name, scientific name. The plants that get their food from other plants by living on them are called parasites. Example, cuscuta mistletoe. This cuscuta is also called dodder or amarbel. It is a total parasite. It is a total parasite, whereas mistletoe is a partial parasite. Okay, so actually these parasitic plants living on another organism and deriving the food from that organism. The organism deriving food is called parasite, and the other organism from which the food is derived by the parasite is called a host. What is a host? Host can be defined as the other organism from which food is derived by the parasite is called a host. The parasites produce special structures. You can see here. The parasite produce some special structures. So these special structures called hastoria. They are called Hastoria. They are useful for observing the food from the host. Parasites may be total or partial. Means sometimes, for example, these some Chlorophyllus leaves are also present. Okay, the mistletoe, it is a partial parasite. It is not total parasite because it undergo photosynthesis, but partially it depends on the host for its nutritional requirement. Let us proceed. Parasitic plants, Cuscuta or dodder. The portion of parasite attached to the stem of host Cuscuta is a vine-like plant with yellowish stem. These are the characteristic features. Weak stem, yellowish stem is present. It twines. It is like a twiner. Weak stemmed plants. It twines around the big trees like neem or banyan. Okay, very big trees. The host of this Cuscuta are large trees. The Cuscuta gets its nutrients or nutrition from the tree on which it lives. The tree upon which it climbs and lives is called host. Okay, what is a host? So the host of the Cuscuta plant, if you see in the picture, the host stem and the flowers which are produced by this Cuscuta, bunch of flowers is called inflorescence, and this is the parasite, yellow color. What is the characteristic feature of this Cuscuta? So it's a vine-like plant with a yellowish stem. So this is all the yellow color portion, all representing the Cuscuta plant. So these flowers are also representing the Cuscuta's plant. Okay, these are the flowers of Cuscuta. So it gets the nutrients from the stem on which it lives. The tree upon which it climbs and lives is called the host. Here the banyan tree is the host and Cuscuta is the parasite. Okay, these parasites are of two types. One is complete parasites or total parasites, and another one is partial parasites. So Cuscuta is a total stem parasite. So parasites are again classified into different types, on which part of the plant they depend. So root parasite, stem parasites are there. So Cuscuta is a total stem parasite. Next, the parasitic plants, another one is Orobanche ramos. Okay, Orobanche ramos is another parasitic plant. The young seedlings of Xanthalum grows independently up to 1 year of age. After that, few roots develop hastoria. Few root-like structures are developed. They are called hastoria, which make contact with the roots of neighboring trees. So Orobanche is a root parasite. It is a root parasite, means the parasite which depends on the roots of the host. So it is a root parasite. See here this picture, Orobanche. Several species are there in this. The Orobanche minor. So it is growing on the roots. So roots of the host plant. This is the host plant. on the host plant root this is developing. Okay, so they produce some chemical substances and the spores or seeds are produced. So these seeds will attach to the roots, they germinate and develop into a new plant like this. Okay. So some plants are total parasites while some are partial parasite. A total parasite fully depends on other plants for their nutrition. For example, Cuscuta previously. So this is a partial parasite. Partial root parasite. Parasites are again divided into two types. What are they? Root parasites and stem parasites. So Orobanche is a root parasite. Cuscuta is a stem parasite. Next, another root parasite, Rafflesia. Rafflesia is also a total parasite. Previously, Orobanche is a partial parasite, but it is a total parasite. Rafflesia is a total root parasite growing on the roots of the host plant. It lacks chlorophyll. Obviously, it is a non-green plant, so it lacks chlorophyll, and its stem is thread-like, penetrating the roots of the host plant and sucks the food from there. So thread-like roots, the stem is thread-like and the roots of the host, that is the roots of the host plant, it will penetrate and it absorbs the food. It is one of the largest. This Rafflesia bears the biggest flower in the world. A single flower measures about 50 to 100 centimeters, very big in size, and it weighs about 10 kg. It weighs about 10 kg and it has a smell of rotten meat. It has a smell of rotten meat. So Rafflesia is a total root parasite. Rafflesia is a total root parasite. Okay, so it's very interesting to know these things, about the plants. Most of the plants are autotrophic in nature. So but when we are studying about this heterotrophic nutrition, some interesting facts is coming out, isn't it, children? Because we are in a blind opinion that all plants are autotrophic, all plants synthesize their own food, okay, in that opinion. But by studying this mode of nutrition in plants, now you are able to assess there are different types of plants are there in the nature which fit the nature and which balance the nature. Okay, next, another parasitic plants. The parasitic plants are basically divided into total parasites and partial parasites. In the total parasites examples, what we have discussed, Cuscuta is a total stem parasite, Rafflesia is a total root parasite. And now let us discuss briefly about the partial parasites. The partial parasite, the name itself is indicating partial means partly, okay, total means completely. So partial parasite is a parasite that receives a part of its nutrients, not total nutrients, a part of its nutrients from the host. So several examples are there. Some examples like Viscum and a common mistletoe plant bears green leaves. In the first slide we have seen Okay, that is viscum, that is a mistletoe plant where green leaves are present, and it synthesizes its own food but receives water and minerals from the host plant. So here the partial parasite depends partly on the host. So for example, mistletoe is a partial parasite which receives only water and minerals from the host. Okay, it won't receive the food materials, so it can synthesize its own food material by photosynthesis. Okay, partial or part time, we can say, no, part time means one main job will be there and part time another job, like that. This plant, the main nutrition takes place by autotrophic mode only, but partially it absorbs the water and minerals from the host plant. Hence it is considered as a partial parasite. It sucks the liquids from the stem of the host plant with the help of Hastoria. Hastoria are not roots, they are root like structures, thread like structures. With the help of this Hastoria, viscum, it grows on the viscum. Actually, this viscum does not have the normal roots. It does not have normal roots. So this sucks the liquids from the stem of the host plant with the help of root like structures called Hastoria. Another parasite, the sandalwood, xanthalum. So this is also an interesting parasite. These are rootless plants growing on the roots of the host. These are also rootless plants. Orobanche, also root parasite. Okay, Rafflesia is also root parasite. Sandalwood also root parasite. Whereas mistletoe is a partial stem parasite. Partial stem parasite. So these are the viscum. So root like structures develop the Hastoria, which grows on the roots of the host plant. Okay. So every parasite it has its own requirement. Okay, every living organism has its own requirement. So most of the parasitic plants, they synthesize, most of the parasitic plants, that is total parasites, they cannot synthesize any food. Sometimes even you might have seen a very big large trees like neem tree, okay, and banyan trees also, they will lose the total strength and dry due to the growth of these parasites. Like total parasite like Cuscuta, it can also kill the host, but the partial parasites does not kill the host. They take the shelter and they absorb limited water and mineral or nutrients, and they perform the photosynthesis also. Okay, so this is about the parasitic plants. The parasitic plants are undergoing which type of nutrition? They come under heterotrophic nutrition category. The heterotrophic nutrition category. Okay. So children, the simple topic completed. So let us recall once again. That is heterotrophic nutrition is defined as the nutrition in which organism cannot synthesize their own food, which depend on other organisms for their food requirement, are called heterotrophs. There are plants also, some heterotrophs. These heterotrophs are of four main types, that is saprophytic plants, symbiotic plants, parasitic plants and insectivorous plants. So today we studied about the insectivorous parasitic plants. The parasitic plants are divided into total parasites and partial parasites. The total parasites totally depend on the host. Partial parasites partially depend on the host. Total parasite example, Cuscuta. It is also called Dodder, Dodder. Okay, and partial parasite, Mistletoe. Mistletoe is a partial stem parasite. Cuscuta is a total stem parasite. And if you come to the root parasites, Orobanchi is a partial root parasite, and Rafflesia is a total root parasite. Viscum is a partial parasite. Okay, so let us go for today's quiz. Which of the following are parasites? Rafflesia, Cuscuta, Mistletoe, all of the above. Come on, children. Rafflesia is a total root parasite. Cuscuta is a total stem parasite. Mistletoe is a total partial stem parasite. So which of the following are parasites? Option A, B, C. So all of the above. The answer is D. Next question. Which one of the following is a parasite? Okay, here different options are there. Lichen, Cuscuta, pitcher plant, Rhizobium. Okay, which one of the following is a parasite? Always remember, a parasite is a dependent organism, not independent. So here lichen is a special organism which come under the thallophyte group only, where both algae and fungi live together. Okay, that is an example of symbiotic nutrition. And here Cuscuta, we have discussed, it is a parasite. And come to the third option, pitcher plant. Pitcher plant is also called as a bladderwort. Okay, the plant is like this. It possesses several pitcher-like structures, and it is an insectivorous plant where it possesses a lid over it. Whenever the insect enter inside, it closes. So it is a insectivorous plant. And Rhizobium is a bacteria. So here the correct option is Cuscuta. Which of the following is a parasite? Cuscuta is a parasite. Cuscuta is a root parasite or stem parasite? It is a stem parasite. It is a partial parasite or a total parasite? It is a total stem parasite. Next, which of the following class of organisms belongs to saprotrophs? Saprotrophs: fungi, algae, lichens, bryophytes. Saprotrophs, the meaning, you have to understand the terminology at school level, so that when you go to higher classes you can recall your knowledge. Saprotrophs means the plants which absorb the nutrients from dead and decomposing organisms. Okay, so the saprotrophs, they release certain chemical substances into the substratum on which they live. on which they grow, so that it digests those chemical substances, acts like enzymes. So they digest and made it into liquid. So that liquid sap, saprotrophs, okay, they absorb the liquid food materials. Okay, so such organisms are called saprotrophs. Okay, or these saprotrophs are divided into saprophytes and saprozoites. Saprophytes means belongs to the plants. Saprozoites means belongs to animals. For saprozoites, example, Entamoeba histolytica, intestinal parasite, and helminth worms also come under this saprozoic nutrition. Saprozoic nutrition in animals we can call it as saprophytic nutrition in plants. So this terminology is very, very important, children. So here the algae, it can undergo photoautotrophic nutrition, and fungi is a heterotrophic plant. It is a heterotrophic plant. It cannot undergo, it is a non-green plant, whereas lichens, it is also undergo the photosynthesis because it is a combination of algae and fungi. So you can see autotrophic nutrition. And the bryophytes are a group of plants. They are also green in color. They can undergo the photosynthesis. So here the saprotroph is fungi. Example, you might have seen the mushrooms, which can about this saprotrophic nutrition. The next class we are going to discuss. So fungi, you might have seen on a variety of on the wood it can grow, on the dead organisms, decomposing organic matter it can grow. Okay, mushrooms which we see, okay, during rainy season you can find this fungi. Next, Cuscuta is a total root parasite, total stem parasite, partial stem parasite, or epiphyte. So epiphyte is a new term for you. The epiphyte is a plant which can grow on the host plant, means on another plant, which can grow on another plant, but it is not harming that plant like parasite. A parasite may be harming the host, but the epiphyte may not harm the host. So they possess special adaptations. So what we are studying, these things, they are come under the adaptations in plants also. Okay, so a parasite has its own adaptation. A parasite possesses root-like structures called hastoria, whereas this epiphyte, it possesses special roots called clinging roots. Where the roots of parasite, hastoria; roots of epiphyte, clinging roots. Okay, so here Cuscuta is a stem parasite, as we all know that, but in that stem parasite you have to select in the option B and C which is the correct one: total stem parasite or partial stem parasite. Yes, it is a total stem parasite. Cuscuta is a total stem parasite. The answer is B. Next, Viscum. Viscum is a same options: total root parasite, total stem parasite, partial stem parasite, partial root parasite. What is the right option? Viscum is a. So I am giving clue. It is a partial parasite. Partial parasite or total parasite? It is also a partial stem parasite. Viscum is a partial stem parasite. Mistletoe, okay, it is a partial stem parasite. So the two names are there. For example, Cuscuta, it is also called Dodar, Amarbel. So according to the location and according to the uh, mother tongue of the people, they are also having some common names, but the scientific name is unique. Scientific name is unique. Everywhere the same name will be there, but certain vegetables, fruits also, they will have local names. Okay, right. Let us proceed. Next question. Belanophora, we have studied. Orobanchi is a total root parasite, total stem parasite, partial stem parasite, partial root parasite. It is a total root parasite. Just like Rafflesia, Belanophora or Orobanchi is a total root parasite. Santalum album, Santalum album, sandalwood, a total root parasite, total stem parasite, partial stem parasite, and partial root parasite. So totally all the questions related to parasites only, parasitic plants, today's topic. So it is a partial root parasite. Okay, Orobanchi is a total root parasite. So Santalum is a partial root parasite. Cuscuta, total stem parasite. Examples are very important. Okay, the concept and the concept related examples, that is only the easy way to remember the concept. More number of examples you have to gather, more number of illustrations you have to give, then you can remember the concept. Okay, so you have to associate your learning. Next, the biggest flower, Rafflesia, belongs to a plant which is total root parasite, total stem parasite, partial stem parasite, and partial root parasite. So this is Rafflesia. Rafflesia is the biggest flower in the world, weighing very more weight, and the size is also very big. So it is a root parasite, no doubt in it. So you have to select from the option A and D, total root parasite or partial root parasite. So it is a total root parasite. It's a total root parasite. Next, a plant growing on another plant without drawing any nourishment is, so we have discussed this also, ectoparasite, epiphyte, symbiont, saprophyte. So ectoparasite, the parasites, particularly the animal parasites, they are classified into ectoparasites and endoparasites. Ectoparasites means the parasites which are present, which present outside the host, on the surface of the host, ectoparasites. Endoparasites means the parasites which are present inside the host. Okay, so ectoparasite example, you can take simple examples like mosquitoes, leech, bed bug, lice. Okay, so these are all ticks, these are all the ectoparasites. And the epiphyte are a group of plants which grow on another plant which cannot do any harm to the host. Next, symbiont. Symbiont means the organisms which are in mutual association. For example, a groundnut plant and rhizobium bacteria. The nutrition is called symbiosis, and the organisms are called symbionts. Symbionts, bacteria and the groundnut plant. Okay. Then saprophyte, we discussed that fungi which grow on dead and decomposing organic matter. So here the answer is, so this is one example of the plant which is growing here. See, this is another plant and this is another plant. So this plant, the name is Vanda, V-A-N-D-A. The plant growing on another host plant. Okay, it is not a parasite. We should not call host. Okay, so here such type of plants are called epiphytes. Okay, so epiphytes, epiphytic plants. Okay. Next, so the last question, today's last question. The plants obtaining food from other plants by means of haustoria are parasites, epiphytes, symbionts, saprophytes. Where do you find this haustoria? Haustoria are the special structures, root-like structures, which helps in absorbing the nutrients. So such plants which develop haustoria, they are called, yes, you are right, parasites. Parasitic plants possess special roots, they are called haustoria. We should not call roots, root-like structures. They are not true roots. Okay, but the function is similar, to absorb the nutrients. Just like in higher plants, roots helpful in absorbing water and mineral salts, this haustoria also help in absorbing the food materials. Okay, so children, read the textbooks. If textbooks not available, repeatedly you watch these videos offline, and please make notes, simple notes. Just for example, today's class, parasite, define parasite, means you have to define. A parasite is an organism which depend on another organism for its food materials. So it is a heterotroph. You can write in your own sentences. Then what are root parasites? Give examples. What are stem parasites? Give examples. What is the meaning of total parasite? What is the meaning of partial parasite? Okay, what are haustoria? So like that, what you have learnt, you have to write in simple sentences. Okay, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.